Hi everyone, this is Shan. So in today's video, we are going to see how to handle UPSC prelims question paper in provided 2 hours of examination. In the exam hall, how we are going to handle that question paper. So we have lot of stress, lot of tension, we have lot of queries. But apart from all this thing, provided 2 hours, we have to solve the question paper. So let's see how to handle the UPSC prelims question paper in the exam hall. So what we have to do is we have to go with three readings. First reading, second reading and third reading. So what we have to do in all these three readings. In the first reading we have to read the question paper from question 1 to 100. In that we have to attempt the sure short questions. What is sure short questions? Sure short question is the question is given. For that, following four statements are given and options are provided. So you are reading the question and you are reading the options, and immediately you are getting the answer without seeing even the options. Okay, by reading all those four statements, you are coming to a conclusion that you know this answer already, you have read this. So that is called sure short question. We have to attend all kind of sure short question in the first reading. And apart from this attending sure short question, we have to do one more thing in the first reading. What we have to do in the other thing in the first reading is you have to take your pencil and you have to eliminate all those questions which you don't know. That means unknown question. What is unknown question? Unknown questions are the question uh, which is the question is given, four statements are given, whatever a style of question is given, you don't know anything in that question, not even a single word, not even a single statement you get to know in that question. That is called unknown question. So obviously you are not going to attend these kind of questions even in the second reading, even in the third reading, or even in the final reading, whatever kind of reading, we are not going to attempt that question. So instead of wasting time by reading repeatedly over the second reading and third reading, we can initially, in the first reading, we can eliminate all those questions by putting cross mark. So that in the second reading, when you reach that question, by seeing that mark you have written in the previous reading, you will just ignore that question and you will jump on to the next question. So this will save our time ultimately. So these are the two things we have to do in the first reading. So second reading. So first reading you have completed. Everything is done. Second, in the second reading we have to go with two options question. So what is two options question? So the question is given, four statements are given, 10 options are provided. In that four statement, you know that you have confusion between two statements. For example, A and D you have confusion, and either of these two statements, one of the statement is the answer that you know very well, but you have little confusion. So what we have to do, we have to apply the technique of apply the method of elimination. So you have to try to eliminate one option. So within these two options lies the answer. So you have to eliminate one of the option, one of the statement, and you have to find out the correct statement for the question provided. Thereby you will find out the answer. So these kind of two options, two statement, you have doubts in two statements. If you eliminate one, you will get to the right statement, right option. So these kind of two option question you have to attempt in the second reading. So like this you have to do. So we have completed two readings, then comes the third reading. Third readings, as the third reading says, we have to go with three options. So what is three option questions? These three options same like two option question is given, four statements are given, and you have confusion with option A, B and D. So now you have to find out the correct option in the three statements provided. So one of the option is correct and two options are wrong. So you have to take a little more risk. This is actually a risky question. Now, before attending this question, just go back to your coding sheet or go back to your question paper. Just check whether you are falling anywhere under 80 to 90. So if you have attended 80 to 90 questions in the first reading and the second reading itself, then you no need to take the risk of doing this 3 option question. It is a little risky. But if you are falling before 80 questions, within 60 to 80 questions, somewhere around there, obviously you have to attempt this 3 option question with high risk. So you have to apply this elimination method, you have to apply the important word find out method, so you have to compare all this kind of thing you have to apply to eliminate 2 option and to come to a conclusion of that one single statement which is the answer. So these are the 3 readings we have to do. So this is how we have to utilize our 2 hours. So apart from all this thing, several important things we have to do in the question paper. What are all they? Let's see. Okay, so take the question paper, take a question. So you are going to attempt the question number 1. What you have to do, read the question, and you have to, if they are provided with 4 statements A, B, C, D, you have to read that. Before reading all this thing, just take the question, check the important word given in the question. See, if a question is given and 4 statements are given, obviously they will say find out the correct statement or find out the incorrect statement. These are the 2 important words UPSC will use. So find out the correct statement or find out the incorrect statement. If you are not seeing this important word, obviously sometimes you will end up in marking the wrong answer. See, they could have asked correct, which of the following statement is correct, but you could have answered incorrect statement. So to avoid this, just check the important word. What is the important word? Correct or incorrect. Check whether they have given these 2 words or not. Either one of these words are given. Then what is the second point, important point we have to do is we have to apply this elimination method. So if we don't know the answer or we are confused between 2 options or 3 options, we have to apply this elimination method. How to apply this elimination method? Just read the question and think. You have read something about that question previously. That's why you are trying to attempt that question. So try to eliminate by using your old knowledge which you gained in that particular question. So apply your old knowledge in that and try to eliminate either one of the option or either 2 of the option. In this way elimination method can be done. Then again, the third important point is we have to apply little bit of comparison method. How to compare? See, one statement is given, one question is given and 4 statements are provided and you have doubt with the 2 options. Now you can use this and you came to a conclusion that 2 options are more or less correct, but the options are not given in the joint manner. You have confusion with option A and option. So in this way you can follow. How to apply comparison method? First, read the question and compare it with your option A. So while comparing with option A, you will find some amount of result. Okay, then leave it. Then reread the question. Reread the question again. Then again compare your question with option B. There you will get little bit of result. In that also you will get little bit of result. So with this comparison, you have to read the statement, you have to read the question, then you have to compare it with your options. So thereby with this comparison method, you will come to a conclusion of correct statement. Thereby you can choose your options. So this is the one way you can do. Another one thing, we are given the question paper with a set of 100 questions, whether it is a question paper set of A, B, C, D, we are provided with 100 questions. So in that 100 question, first you are try to attempt first 10 question or try to read in the first go, I mean in the first reading, first 10 question, then last 10 question. So here comes 20 questions. So remaining you are left with only 80 questions. Why I am telling this is, see for example you are taking paper set A, question paper set A, and you are provided with first 10 questions. In the 10 question, you are looking at question number 1, you don't know. Question number 2, you don't know. Question number 3, you don't know. We will fed up. Oh, we don't know the first consecutive questions. We don't know. So we obviously tend to fed up. So to avoid this condition, if you don't know some 8 questions or some 7 questions in the set of first 10 questions, don't worry, just leave it, then go back to last 10 set of questions. In that, obviously you will find at least 7 to 8 questions as a known question, I mean previously known question. So automatically we will get motivated. So we have attempted some 8 questions in the last 10 set of questions. Automatically we will get motivated. Then we'll move on to the remaining questions. Even though we don't know the answers, we'll try to attempt everything with the confidence. So for that purpose, first finish first 10 question, then last 10 question. You will get that motivation, that enthusiastic mode. Then you can jump on to remaining all sort of question and you can solve it in the periodic manner. So this is a very simplest way to handle 2 hours of 2 hours of time in the exam hall provided with UPSC prelims question paper. Thank you so much. All the very best. Please do subscribe, hit like button, comment, share, and click the bell icon. Thank you.